I made over $1 million at the age of 19 years old, and I've amassed over $2 million by the age of 20. If you don't know my story, you could go back, watch some of my other videos. But I just recently turned 20. In October of 2024, I celebrated my 20th birthday. And now, as of the filming of this video, it is January 11th of 2025, and I have officially amassed my first $2 million in business. Now, obviously, it is uncommon to earn this kind of money at the age of only 20 years old, but there are certain things that I learned at a young age that take certain people into their late 40s, 50s, and even their 60s to acquire this information. But lucky for you, today I'm going to be giving you the 10 things that I wish I knew even sooner so that maybe I could have achieved this goal at 18 years old, 19 years old. See, we live in an economy now that is absolutely nothing like the economy that our parents grew up in, our grandparents grew up in. The ability to create wealth has never been better. There has never been more blood in the market and opportunity due to the surge of the internet. And it is absolutely reasonable for every single person watching this video, especially if you're watching this in a country like Canada, America, the United Kingdom. If you have an internet connection and work ethic, there is no excuse for you not to achieve things that you could only dream imaginable. So today I'm bringing to you the 10 things that I wish I knew sooner after earning $2 million at the age of 20 years old. So guys, the first thing I wish I understood a little bit sooner was the fact that there actually is no end game. See, in the very beginning of my entrepreneurial journey, I was hell-bent on achieving a certain number. I wanted 10K a month. I was dying for 10K a month, starving for 10K a month. And once I achieved $10,000 a month in business, I realized this is not enough. I have to go to 20. Once I got to 20,000 a month, I realized I want to go to 30, and then 40, and then 50, and 60,000 a month, 70,000 a month, 100,000 a month, 150,000 a month, 200,000 a month. For me, as someone that is absolutely competitive in everything that I do, I will always seek a larger number, and this is not something that I ever plan to quit or give up on. So I have to understand the concept of new levels come with new devils and come with new headaches and things that you have to get through. But for me, the revenue goals and the numbers that I want to bring into my business now are just goals so that I can reset another goal and put the bar a little bit higher. There is no end game. It's new levels, new devils. I keep chasing new goals because I want to meet the person that I'm going to be. I want to know how much I'm going to have to go through to achieve that set thing. And the character building that I'm going to need to go through as a result of getting there is who I want to meet, and that's who I want to become. And it's not about the number in the bank because I already have as much money as I could have ever imagined having. And I would have never imagined having this much money at this age. And I'm grateful to God for that. Now, principle number 2 is the fact that you're actually no different than anyone that you watch online. Guys, you're watching this video right now. Let me explain something to you. The only difference, you could make this same video that I'm making right now and lie about it. I want you to think about that. The only difference between me and you is I have a camera up recording me and I'm speaking this to you and you think that you're any different than me. I promise you, me and you are one in the same. If you had the same goals and the same work ethic that I had and the same team that I built, you'd be achieving the same things that I'm achieving. The reason that you're not is because you think for some odd reason, I have some magical you have to dive off a mountain and in this cliff, you find this scroll of information that teaches you how to find the untapped money. No, that is not actually how it works. You're no different than the people that you watch. I'm no different than you. You're no different than me. The only difference is time in the market. I've been working for the last 3 years towards my goals religiously. The vehicle that I'm in, so the actual business that I'm running, and the fact that I know I'm never going to give up. There's nothing different between me and you other than probably our habits. You see people online and you think that I'm any different. I promise you, I'm no different. So understand, these things are achievable. I've always given this analogy. If I said, listen, you're going to be the guy that competes with Elon. You're going to be flying rockets into space. That alone would give you reason to be skeptical because as far as I'm concerned, there's only one guy that I really know on planet Earth doing that right now in Elon Musk. And he's a deca-billionaire and he's a ridiculously hard worker, super competent guy. There's not a lot of people like Elon. But how many videos do you watch on your For You page of young guys making 50 grand a month, 100 grand a month, 80 grand a month, 90 grand a month? Why do you think that that's unachievable? If you know that there's thousands of people doing it, just acknowledge that you could do it. Stop making it out to be that these people know something that you don't or they can do something that you can't. Everything is within reach. Number 3 is the greatest skill that you have as an entrepreneur is bringing on A-level talent right away. Guys, when I first started my business, I always tried to do things for as cheap as I possibly could have. I wanted to do things in a way that was affordable. I wanted to do things in a way where I wasn't spending a ton of money and reinvesting a ton of money in my business. I wanted to pull the money out so I could use it and I could spend it and buy stupid shit. And at the end of the day, that was one of the biggest mistakes I've made, because the longevity of your business is the most important thing. And when you hire C-level talent, you get D-level, F-level results. You get shit results. And you have to remember, the sum of the people that are around you fall at a certain baseline. So if the hardest worker on your team works 8 hours a day, then your average might be 6 hours a day. But if the hardest worker on your team works 12 hours a day, the guys being lazy will be working 8 hours a day. So now you have a good team working hard consistently, religiously around the clock. And that's what you want. If you're going to win in business, genuinely, you need the best team. And if you're not hiring A-level talent, you're going to fall behind into the wayside of guys like me that bring on A+ level talent so that I could have the best team and more longevity. Now, what that means is that I spend significantly more money on everything that I do than most creators. I'm sure you've seen it. Look at my YouTube videos. You think this video that you're watching right now is free for me to produce? Absolutely not. But I know that long term, it's well worth the investment. So invest into A-level talent. Number 4 is that if you pick one niche, if you sell that niche one service, and if you have one way to get clients, and if you're selling something high ticket enough, that is all you need to get to 2 million. Actually, that's all you need to get to 10 million. And guys, the reason I say this is because I've experienced it. You have to understand something. When you're running a business, okay, once you figure out a consistent and reliable way to go about client acquisition, and you can get 10 new high ticket customers a month, 12 new high ticket customers a month. For me, I run a digital marketing agency and I sell marketing services to businesses that are anywhere from $2,000 to $3,000 per month in retainer fee to the client. Once I figured out my acquisition channel to get new clients that was profitable, instead of trying to find another acquisition channel, I just doubled down on growing that one acquisition channel. I also realized, okay, if I'm getting really good results for this one niche, why take clients outside of my niche when they're going to churn more? So I'm not going to be able to retain them as long. And when they have a worse experience with my company, I need to dial in who I'm focused on selling to, dial in my messaging, dial in my offer that's going to make me a more trusted authority in the niche and make my clients want to spend more money with me as opposed to my competitors. So don't do too much testing once you prove something. If it's not broken, don't fix it. It's an age-old analogy and it's completely true. If something's working, you fucking stick to it. Number 5 is never sacrifice today for tomorrow. And guys, this is something that we all do as entrepreneurs. We'll sacrifice today for tomorrow. We'll work 13 hours and not see our family. We'll work 14 hours and we'll forget to eat. We'll work 15 hours and we'll forget to do the things that are important to us in life. And we're sacrificing today for tomorrow. Now, one of the things that really opened my eyes and changed my mindset on this is someone that was relatively close to me actually lost their life at a very young age. And I know for a fact that this person had no idea that their life was going to end in the way that it did or how fast it did. It was very abrupt. So with that being said, tomorrow is not promised. It's not promised at all. So I don't want to look back at my life when that day comes and have regret and say, I spent my whole life working like a dog and I didn't get to enjoy the fruits of my labor. That's why you'll see me go spend hundreds of dollars on dinner. You'll see me spend thousands of dollars on my team, tens of thousands of dollars on luxury items that I find interesting and unique to me. It's because I know I can A, always make more money, and B, tomorrow's not promised. I always want to be able to look back when I'm older in age and say, I had an Aston Martin at 19 years old. Who else had that? I bought my Rolex when I was 19 years old. I moved out of my parents' house when I was 19 years old. I built a multi-million-dollar business when I was 19 years old. There's so many cool things that I could look back on and say, wow, the fact that I did that with my brother, I'm going to cherish that moment for the rest of my life. And at the end of the day, if I didn't do those things and if I conserved and if I bought more S&P 500 and if I bought more Bitcoin, I would have a higher net worth right now, but I'm not a fucking bitch. So I invest my money into my experiences. So take it with a grain of salt, but I'm not a pussy like most of the people that you might watch online. They're, dollar cost average. It's fucking weird, all right? At the end of the day, you have to have a healthy balance. I'm big on investing. You've seen my videos where I talk about investing. If you haven't seen those videos, go watch them. You know I invest a ton of money, but I am also not afraid to spend my money at all. All right, so again, remember, tomorrow's not promised. Enjoy today. Don't always sacrifice today for tomorrow. Enjoy the entire journey. Number 6 is you need to fall in love consistently with doing hard things. Guys, one of the best mental models that I got from someone online, I genuinely can't remember who it was, but I watched a video and I've been living by it ever since, is if you can reframe the idea that, oh my God, this is so hard, this is impossible, fuck that, and then you stop working. And if you can reframe that and say, this is so hard, this is basically impossible to do, and because I'm the kind of man that's willing to figure this out, I'm going to get paid what nobody else can because they give up at this point. Once I was able to reframe that, nothing fazed me. Now when hard things pop up, I'm like, yes, I want the hard shit. Why? That sounded a little weird. Why do I want the challenges? Because I know that when the average person gives up and when they quit because things are challenging, that's that gap that I'm willing to go through so that I can get to the other side, which is literally where I'm at in business right now. I'm at running a multi-7-figure digital marketing agency because trying to scale from 10,000 a month to 100,000 a month was a bitch. It was hard. It was challenging. I didn't know what the hell I was doing. And then I reframed and I said, hold on. If this was easy, everyone would do it and everyone would be rich. There's a reason only 1% of the population in America, 2%, something like the top couple percent, make over $250,000 a year. That's why they drive the cars they drive. That's why they live in the safety that they live in. That's why they get to enjoy the things that they get. And because I'm the kind of person that's willing to go through this headache to get to my end result that I'm looking for, I am A-okay dealing with it, and I'm going to figure out the hard shit so I could achieve the result that I'm actually looking for. And I always think too, like, listen, I'm an entrepreneur, but let's say hypothetically I was a medical student. I see some of the textbooks that these students need to read and I'm like, damn, I still think these people are working harder than I'm working. I'm not going to lie. So I look around and I see other people working hard and I just think to myself, you know what? If they're working that hard, I got to do better than them. So you need to fall in love with doing hard things. That's what's going to make you more of a man. And you need to ignore your brain chemicals. There's days I show up to work and I'm excited. I'm ready to go. I'm fired up. All right, guys, let's get on the phone. Let's dial. Let's book appointments. Let's make some money. Sal, I hope you close that deal on Zoom. Dario, how's service delivery going? I'm fired up. I'm up and running from 9 to 7, however long I work that day. But there's also days where I get started and I'm just like, damn, another day of this shit. But at the end of the day, I still work on those days. I don't, even as an entrepreneur, I make my schedule, but do I take the day off? Do I just chill? Do I relax? No. Think about it. Let's say hypothetically someone's like, yo, you need to have a more relaxed day. You need to have a chill day. I'll think to myself, okay, got it. So what would I do on my chill day? This would be, to me, a chill day. I don't work out. I sit on the couch or I put my feet up and I watch TV and I'm just watching a movie. I'm personally not wired that way where I can get actual enjoyment out of that. I enjoy doing hard things because the experiences that you get as a result of it are fun to me. I like the things that I can achieve as a result of the hard work that I put in. I don't enjoy being a homebody and sitting and watching TV. That's just not who I am. If you can enjoy that, more power to you. That's not how I'm wired. So for me, I have to fall in love with the things that I find hard, and I find that me conquering and achieving has brought me the most joy in my life that I've ever experienced. Number 7 is that your business model actually matters more than you know. If you're working on a business, okay, and let's say hypothetically your business in 2025 is a web design agency and you build websites for a living. And let's say right now the average website you could sell for about $3,000. To bring in the same money that I bring in, which is let's say $2 million a year, 2 million, okay, 2 million divided by 3,000, you would need to sell over 650 unique websites a year and deliver them to your clients. 650. There's only 365 calendar days in a year. Even with the biggest team, the best team, trying to get that many clients, it's a nightmare. The business model of having recurring revenue where you sell something for $3,000, but not just one time, $3,000 every single month allows you to take a business that needs a marketing service and charge them $3,000 a month. But because you're pitching them the return on investment of the service that you provide, you can sell it to them month over month over month over month. And with that being said, I've had clients in my agency that have spent over $80,000 with me. That's the equivalent of like 25, 30 websites if you ran just a manual web design agency. So the model that you're in fucking matters. I don't care what people say. I'm going to call out the real estate agents right now. I talked to some real estate agents and some real estate people, and they're like, my firm brought in 13 million last year. And it's like, yeah, that's the gross volume of sold homes. What did you net profit? What actually went into your bank account? And they'll be like, probably about 60,000, 50,000, 40,000, whatever the number is. I'm not bashing you for not making the money that you want to make, but at the end of the day, your net profit is what matters. And as a business owner, you might have a business that brings in $10 million, $20 million. But what are you actually allowed to take out? What can you comfortably take out? I can take out, if I wanted to, 80,000, 90,000, 100,000 a month out of my business at the stage that I'm at right now and still have reinvested in my company. That's where you guys need to focus on trying to get to. You need to be able to say, I have a business where I can take my disposable income out of it and spend it enjoying life if I want to, or else what's the point of running the business? You just keep reinvesting back in. At some point, you want to pull some money out and diversify and buy other assets, and that's what I do. But your business model matters. If you're in a shit business model, and guys, there is shitty business models. For example, if I was going to start a business and I was going to try to compete with Apple in creating cell phones, that's probably not the best market to go into because there is an absolute dominant force in the space that has billions of dollars that I don't have. So do I have a higher likelihood of succeeding in that business or the business I'm in right now? Probably the business that I'm in. So your model matters. Number 8 is you have to respect your time more than your money. Guys, here's the deal. I spend my money. I'm sure you guys have seen it. You've seen the videos of me buying watches and cars and dinners and all that stupid shit. But at the end of the day, I respect my time probably more than anyone you'll meet. And the reason that I respect my time so much is because I know what I'm capable of doing in the hours that I work. If I'm unbothered for 2 hours and I can focus, I can come up with an idea that I know will generate us millions and millions of dollars in the future. So when I need to work, I drown everyone out. I don't focus on whatever else is going on. I focus on using my time to get the highest possible return on investment. This is why I get support in the things that would be wasting and eating up my time. Today's a Saturday, so my cleaning lady comes today. If I would have spent 4 hours the way she did cleaning my whole apartment, I spent, let's say $200 to have her clean the whole apartment, but I would have lost more than $200 if I would have spent the 4 hours doing that because A, it's a task that I don't want to do, and B, from an investment perspective, it's not smart for me to do the task. So you need to respect your time more than your money. You need to use your money as a tool to buy back your time. That is what the rich and wealthy do. And if you're not doing that, then what are you doing? You don't want to be a one-person show. You want a team that helps you, that supports you, and that you help feed as well. So you want to make sure that everyone's eating, everyone's doing well, but understand that your time is extremely valuable and you can't be wasting it. Guys, tip number 9 is that 100-hour work weeks are not sustainable. I know what you guys see online, hustle culture, grind. If anyone's grinding, I'm grinding. My team is grinding. We're all grinding. The gardener that does your plants grinds. The person that cleans your house grinds. The person that works in the building that you live in grinds. The person that picks up trash for a living grinds. We all grind, but you need to find something that is sustainable. For me, I know once I work about 80 hours a week, my production of work hours after that falls tremendously. I'm good for nothing after those 80 hours a week. And for me, I also do other things outside of my business. I like to go out. I like to work out. There's other things that I do. So with that being said, I need to understand, if I have 168 hours in a week, this is how many units of energy I have. Where do I want to exert my energy? Where is it worth me spending my energy? Because there's only a finite amount of that in a day. And I always make sure that I'm spending my energy on things that are sustainable. So for me, a 60 to 70 hour work week of focused work is plenty to grow my business, to balance other things outside of my business, and to scale to the levels that I really want to. So for me, that's something that works for me, to each his own. But I think that a 60 to 70 hour work week for me is a sweet spot to really hit the growth that I'm looking for at this point. And in the future, I might scale that back. I might scale it up. But I know for me, after doing the 100-hour weeks, they absolutely fry you. It's hard to even work 100 hours a week. It's actually genuinely hard. So only do things that are sustainable. It's why I run the business that I run with recurring revenue. It's because my company is extremely sustainable and I'm only interested in things that provide sustainability, not pump and dumps. And guys, tip number 10, and the most important one, is I wish that I invested into my knowledge sooner. The amount of money that I could have made that I delayed by not investing into the right mentors and coaches early in my career, that's something that I genuinely regret. And no, this is not me trying to tell you you need to buy my program and my course. You don't need to do that. But if you're interested, you can tap the link below for themodernscam.com and you can book a call to learn more about it. But what I'm saying is this: the amount of revenue that I've been able to bring into my business as a result of getting the right people in front of me and by acquiring the right knowledge has been absolutely pivotal and game changer. One example is I recently spent $18,000 on one of Iman Gaji's private coaching programs called 8FL. And I'm not plugging it, I'm not associated with them in any way, but I spent that kind of money on the program because I knew a couple things. The kind of people I'm going to be surrounded with are going to force me to do better. The information I'm going to get is going to be worth more than that. Plus all the other value that's in it, I need to invest into my knowledge so I can hit the next level. That's the only way to level up, is by getting more knowledge. And if money is a means to knowledge, I'll pay that money down 10 times out of 10. I'm totally okay with spending the money. So the sooner you invest into your knowledge, the sooner you can grow. It is a time saver. And tying back to my last point, if you respect your time, you invest your money to buy back your time. So not investing into my actual education sooner is actually one of my only regrets. I wish as soon as I started, I would have had blueprints and programs that showed me everything that I needed to do to build the kind of business I was trying to build. And that's why I built a program doing just that, unlike anything you'll ever see on the internet. And if you want to learn more about that, I'm not going to talk about it much here, but you can tap the link, you can watch the video, and you can learn more about exactly what our team offers if you'd be interested in that at all. So guys, after amassing over $2 million at the age of 20 years old, those are the 10 things that I wish I would have known sooner, because if I did, I might have achieved this goal even earlier. But again, you live and you learn. I hope that you guys can actually learn through my experiences and you can take my advice, because again, you don't only need to learn from your own mistakes. It's always better to live through someone else. And if you see them mess up, you avoid the mistakes that they made. Now guys, take those 10 principles and go work.